Hey there, Munchie Mafia. We're talking about cutting boards today. I got two new ones. This one I've already had for about a week now, and it is a stainless steel cutting board. It's a very thin, low profile cutting board, and it's pretty sturdy. And the reason why is because these things, they get really gross and grungy and dirty, and they can harbor bacteria if they're not treated properly. It was time for me to retire my cutting boards and try to find an alternative. So I started out with this one, and I kind of half wished that I didn't, but at the same time, I'm glad I did. And the reason why is because this one is considerably more expensive than the other one that I purchased just days later to give it a try. But at the same time, the nice thing about this is that you can get one of those command hooks and you can hang it someplace like on the inside of a cabinet if your cabinet is wide enough to facilitate that, and great for camping, so on and so forth. So I'm not deducting any stars out of any kind of review for this one because it does have practical purposes. Now, the other one that I received is this one here, and it's Elovane. It's Elovane, and it is a complete set. Some of the stuff that comes with it makes me kind of happy because I do need a new one of these. This is a bench scraper, but if you work in a jail, this is known as a knife. They suck as knives, by the way, but they're nice for scraping stuff off of surfaces. And then it comes with a finger guard. For beginners, maybe. I mean, you basically stick your finger on the inside of it like that, and then you hold it like that, and it keeps you from accidentally chopping your finger off. It comes with this cute little care and maintenance card, and then here's the board itself. Now, one of the things that I do like about this one that the other one does not have is a little rim all the way around so that if there's anything that's drippy, it's going to get caught that way. But on the other side, it's wheat straw, so it's eco-friendly and not necessarily something that I'm really interested in, but it's got a knife sharpener inside the handle itself. So it's one of the little scissor types. So if you need like a rough thing, you point the knife downward and then draw it through. Now, if you want a finer edge, point upward and you just drag it through. Just like so. And then it also has a grater here for like ginger and garlic. So we're going to try out both of these while I prep for my dinner tonight. And first, what we're going to do is we're going to give this beautiful asparagus a little bit of love with the knife. And what I'm doing is just cutting it on a bias cut just to give it some visual, just give it a little bit of a visual. So it's not just a straight cut. And the nice thing about this is you can just easily wash this off without having to worry about bacteria being trapped in any crevice. And as long as you just let your knife glide across, it's actually kind of nice because the knife will not grab into the surface itself, but at the same time your knife glides a lot nicer, so you're not going to be as likely to slice into your finger from the knife getting grabby with your surface. So we have that. Let's try for an onion. And the other nice thing about stainless steel is that it doesn't trap odor. Come to think of it, if you get something stinky on your fingers, like you're cutting a bunch of onions or garlic, there's what's known as a stainless steel soapstone. And it's shaped like a bar of soap, but it's made out of stainless steel. If you rub your hands on it, it will help to release those horrible smells from your food, what your food had left on your skin. And so there's that. And aside from it making a lot of noise when you're cutting, it's just pretty much a joy to use. All right. So I missed a few here. So we'll just go in and we'll just give it a little bit of a rough chop. And one of the other things about, having something that's this low profile is if you're short or you can't quite reach the counter very well due to mobility issues, this doesn't raise your workspace much if it is just laying flat on your countertop. So anyway, icky board that's seen better days. And look at how nice and clean that is. We could just essentially wipe this off and move on to the next project, but we're not, because we're going to go and rinse it off. But as you can see, aside from some little scratches and dings here and there, it's really not that bad. You can see just a little bit of like little surface scratches, but it's better than the surface scratches on this where everything gets trapped in there. So now we're going to try this Elevane one. This part you would generally use to cut up your meat and stuff. And then this side, you could just flip it over and go ahead and cut your vegetables. But we're going to try both sides and see how they work. And I'm going to get my mushrooms going right here. My delightful mushrooms. Take these apart so they're easier to work with. Somebody made a comment in one of my lives about peeling mushrooms. The reason being is because sometimes the mushrooms look a little on the ugly side. So you just take the mushroom and you just do this, just like so. And it just peels right off, and then you don't have to deal with any debris, because you shouldn't be washing your mushrooms. You should be brushing them off with a dry brush or a dry towel. But this, it doesn't discolor your food any either. So if you're looking for a stark white sauce, if you do this, your sauce won't have a weird brown tinge to it. All right. So I've shown you mushrooms. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these in half. I'm going to give this a try because these are big mushrooms. And we're just going to slice them and see how we like this one. This one seems to be a lot like the other one in that it just allows the knife to glide across the surface. I just don't like that ticking noise. Now, as long as you don't bang your knife hard, like that, this shouldn't hurt your blade. We're going to flip it over and try the wheat straw side. And see, that actually has a fairly decent feel to it. Again, eco-friendly. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right. So that's it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to cook with love and eat with passion. The links will be in the description. Good night.
If you haven't yet subscribed to Munchie Mafia Official, now is that time. What's stopping you?